All right, Syrup Village, number one, right out of the gate. What do we see? What do we get?
Are you asking me, or are you building up to something that you're gonna say?
I'm building up to something I'm going to say.
Okay, just making sure.
We got a stupid little long-nosed man running around saying pirates are coming.
Being mean to Usopp right off the bat.
I want to just throw it out there. I've defended Luffy to the death because I love Luffy. I will not be
But
doing the same for Usopp.
You will show no such grace to Usopp.
I will show absolutely no grace to Usopp. Just so that everybody is aware, I'm all caught up in One Piece. I fucking hate Usopp. But I will say this. I seem to be in the... people like Usopp. People love Usopp. So just because I've watched it all and don't like him doesn't mean that you're going to feel the same way. There are some great Usopp moments that I'm excited to see. And I'm excited to see where you go with him. Because I can't stand the fucking guy.
Now, this is interesting. Because I've seen Syrup Village. I've seen the entire arc.
Yep.
I don't mind Usopp.
Right out of the gate, you already don't... Well, and let me just say this. He didn't feel like Usopp to me in this arc.
What does that mean? This is my only exposure to Usopp.
We'll talk about it later. This is your only exposure, so I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to risk spoilies. But he wasn't bad. He wasn't too bad in Syrup Village arc. I'll say that.
No.
Yeah,
it's a classic. It's the classic fable of the boy who cried wolf.
Is that Aesop's fable? What is Aesop's fable? I always wondered because that's a fable, right? And Usopp, Aesop, they're so close. I don't know.
There's probably something there.
Yeah, there's probably something there.
I don't think I've ever personally heard the word Aesop before, but if that's just like another name for it,
I swear there's like a Japanese fable called Aesop's Fable, but maybe I'm just stupid.
Is it basically the boy who cried wolf?
I don't know. Chat?
All right.
Let me know in the chat.
One Piece expert?
I didn't look it up. I did not look up. Aesop was a Greek storyteller, so
okay.
He does exist. I wasn't just pulled shit out of my ass, but it doesn't seem like it was at all close to what I was talking about. But yes, It's essentially a boy who cries wolf scenario. In fact, it is 100% the boy who cries wolf.
Yeah.
Right? What did you think about this introduction to Usopp? Right out of the gate, just this panel.
I think it really speaks towards his maturity level. Like you see this introduction to Usopp running through the village, saying that pirates are going to attack, they're on their way. Mm-hmm. And then everyone's just kind of like ignoring him, and then he just stops and just starts giggling to himself. It's like, "Oh, I fooled him."
You got him good.
Got he. But yeah, he like after this introduction, okay, this character is like a child. Like he may look like a young teenager, but like mentally, he's probably like he's still a 10-year-old.
That's accurate. He also hangs out with like 10-year-olds the whole time.
Yes, that's very true.
I always assumed they were 10. I don't know. Kobe.
They might 16. As well be 20, right?
Yeah. But they are so much smaller than Usopp. Like they are clearly younger.
Yeah, very clearly, very younger than Usopp.
Yeah. So, but I mean, he's got limited choices in this small village.
Probably, yeah. It's pretty small.
You got to hang out with the 10-year-olds. They're 9.
Yeah. Oh,
so
yeah.
we were pretty right about that one. So Usopp's a 17-year-old hanging out with 9-year-olds. Remember that. It's a little weird.
Running through the village calling pirate. Mm-hmm. But then you learn like, oh, he's got a little romantic interest. There's the rich girl in town, the sickly rich girl that lives up the hill. He makes a point to visit her and keep her entertained, tell her stories of the outside world, and it allows him to embellish and exaggerate.
Yeah.
Which brings us to this one quote that I picked up from episode 9, said by the butler.
The butler.
I'm forgetting his name.
I forget what they call him too.
Cahador or something like that.
Hador, that sounds right. Yeah.
He is the village's biggest exaggerator. And again, this is probably like something lost in translation, but I just think that's a weird thing to title someone, you know? Like, oh, Usopp the exaggerator.
Yeah.
And then the village's biggest exaggerator. I just thought that was pretty weird. But what I did really appreciate about this scene between because so Usopp visits the girl, right? And then stuff goes down, and the butler comes in and is telling her to don't associate with them, right?
Yeah.
And I thought this introduced a very, very interesting theme of classism, and I thought alongside the boy who cried wolf, it was going to follow more on that thread of prejudice and classism and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I was wrong, so we're just gonna move on.
You thought it was going one way, you were mistaken.
Yeah.
Let's pack it up, boys.
Yeah.
All right.
And it does hang on that thread for a little while, but it's all undermined in the end, so we'll just ignore it.
All right.
I have a timestamp here. I'm hoping you can jump to.
I can't. I can do that. Does this
No,
look right?
no. We'll just play it a little bit.
All right, hold on. I gotta get it up on the podcast. Here we go, everybody.
Okay.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for. What the fuck is that? Is that it?
That was that cackling sound.
Jesus Christ. All right. That's it, everybody.
Yeah.
Let me turn the volume up just to make sure you can hear it at home. What was this in a reference to? What was happening?
The context here is
Is he aiming?
Yeah, he's aiming his slingshot at Luffy. And because he's like, "Oh, you guys are real pirates. I need to protect my village from you." So he pulls out his slingshot and is aiming it at Luffy.
Good.
And Luffy enters his super calm mode, and
super calm mode.
And it has to cut to commercial, so it transitions into these close-ups into Luffy and into Usopp.
But when way too close, though.
Yeah, it gets way too close to Usopp, and you can hear him cackling like that.
Yeah. All right.